Go, let's go. Oh my gosh, we are live. Are we live? Yeah. What's up, boys? What's up? What up, Leonard? Leonard in the house. Man, it's been a long time since I streamed on this channel. Welcome, everybody. Hanging out. Doing a real quick Ask Me Anything. Seeing what the status is. What up, Stingray in the house? Leonard. Stingray outside. What's up, Caden? Welcome, welcome. Is the music too loud? I'm trying a new setup where I don't have to wear the headset. But it should be good. Just chilling. What are you guys up to? Hey guys, I guess the big question is, what up, dog? Dude, roll in the house. Volume is a bit low. My voice is a bit low. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. How's that? Check 1 2. Check 1 2. How's that? Dog, dude, drone in the house. Thanks for the feedback there. Music is good. Voice is a little low. Okay. How do I turn that up? I think I'm maxed out that interface. Oh, we're good. Okay, we're good. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. All right. Oh, that's what's different on no headset. Yeah, no headset. And honestly, I was trying to get it to stream to Instagram at the same time, but it didn't. Very white voice. What up, fishing with Q? What up, Q? Quentin, right? What's up, Quentin? Welcome. Oh, a new person. What up? A Distro 17. Welcome to the stream. Chilling, hanging out. Are you in San Diego? And the question of the day, guys, is: are you going to Bart Hall this weekend? Are you going to Bart Hall this weekend? That is the question of the day. Aiden's in. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome, dude. What up? Yes. No. Fishing with Q's going. Perfect. All right. Good. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun little outing. It's like all this pent up energy from not being able to go. Oh, see you in the house. Nice. A Distro, when did you find us? Did you find me a while ago, or are you a new subscriber from the what is this called, from the shorts I've been putting out? A Distro, any questions, man? If you have any questions, how long have you been fishing? How much is a ticket? You know what? I haven't even actually looked. Sad, right? Let me check. What's it called? I keep wanting to say Fred Hall. It's called Bart Hall, San Diego. Boom. Okay, Bart Hall, San Diego. Get tickets here. One day. Look like they're $20. They look like they're $20. Ran into you on Newport with your. Oh, cool. That's right. Very cool. Very cool. Welcome. We have some people that live in Newport that are part of the group, and those guys are starting to go out, starting to fish regularly, like basically a Newport chapter of our club. Let's see. So it's about $20 to get in. But I like to encourage people to join CCA. So we're meeting up around 9:45, 10 o'clock. The show opens at 10. We're meeting up at about 9:45, 10 o'clock, 10:15, whenever you can get there. And we're going to, if you don't have a CCA membership already, you can sign up. If you do, you can renew. And I think it's like $35 last time I checked. And if you renew or sign up with CCA, you'll get the pass to get into the show. So you're basically getting about, what is it? Is it 35 plus 20? $55 worth of value, because you're paying your $35 for the show, and then you're getting your free ticket basically to get in. Sorry, you're paying your $35 for CCA, and then you're getting your free ticket to the show. And CCA has a booth outside the show, so you can go there. Let's see. I got my ticket on the CCA website to renew my. Oh, cool. Perfect. There you go. There you go. That works. All right. As you come in, guys, let me know if you're going to the show. And I think a distro is not going to the show. Yeah, distro's not going to the show. Well, they're gonna have one in the Newport area. Kids found my little coffee, my little coffee can. But they didn't find my little pina colada can. All right, boys. Today I'm gonna drink a little pina colada on the show, and feel free to ask questions. Tell me a story. All questions are valid. This is an Ask Me Anything show. That's what the AMA stands for. Friday Hangout. Ask me anything. Be fishing related. I prefer. If you want some life advice, I can give you some life advice. I give you some life advice. I don't know if you want to take it from a guy on the internet, but yeah, that's so funny. Did you guys get an alert when I went live or when I put out the thing? I kind of would like to know that. I'm gonna show the stream real quick on the Discord. That's awesome. See a question come through? Ooh. You got an alert? Okay, cool. We're meeting at CCA tent at 9:45. Yep. Yeah, if you want to cruise with us, Zach, come cruise with us. Yeah, no worries. Roman ever been to Hawaii? Oh yeah, I love Hawaii, dude. I've been to Maui twice and Oahu once. Oahu, like, I loved it. It's a little more crowded, but Maui was, I enjoyed Maui more. Like, the diving was amazing. I didn't really fish. I just dove around, free dive, not even spearfish. But it was cool. Oh, Oahu was really cool because in the spearfishing world, there's this fellow named Daryl Wong. He makes these awesome spear guns called Wong spear guns. So in the industry, he's like a legend. And I was so new to spearfishing, dude. It was so crazy. But like, he was on the popular spearfishing forum, and I DM'd him, dude, and I was like, hey Daryl, I'm gonna be in Oahu, like, you wanna meet up for dinner or something? Right? I don't want to ask him to take me on his boat and take me spearfishing, right? And he's like, hey Roman, what's up? Like, he talked to me like he knew me, right? And I had been free diving for maybe like a month or two. Like, I wasn't even that good. And he says, did you bring your dive gear and stuff? I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, let's go diving then. Come to my house at this time, like tomorrow or the next day. I forgot what it was, like 2 or 3 days. And I was like, holy shit! I was like, holy smokes, man! This is crazy. And we went spearfishing with it was him, an older gentleman, and another fellow, a younger guy named, I think his name was Cool or Q, and myself. I was like the greenhorn, right? And man, diving in Oahu or like Hawaiian waters is just like such a different experience. The water is so beautiful. It's like electric blue, clear, and like from the surface you can see like the bottom, and you can see like, what is that? Is that an airplane? I remember I saw this like, it was like a wrecked airplane, right? And I was like, man, that looks so small, but it was so clear. It's like, it was over 100 feet deep, but you can still see the bottom. It was amazing. And the visibility was great because you could also not just look straight down, but you can also look to the sides and see like how far you see pretty far into the water. It was crazy. And had 2 really cool moments besides like them fishing. Had 2 really cool moments on that trip. One was I dove down to like about, I don't know, 30 or 40 feet to like one of the shallowest spots they went, and I was kind of like trying to make it to this reef. And when I was down there, I started feeling this weird feeling in my chest. Like, it was like like a vibration in my chest, like super deep, right? And I was like, wow, what is that? And then like came back up to the surface, and I couldn't hear it anymore. I couldn't feel it. I couldn't hear anything. And then I was like, all right, well, on my neck, I dove again. And at this point, I was just diving down to see what that was, see if I could hear it again or see if I could feel it again. And then sure enough, like on my next side, same thing, like your whole chest. Like I wasn't hearing it with my ears, I was feeling it in my chest. And I was like, when I got back on the boat, I was like, Daryl, this is weird. Like I was down there and I felt this like crazy vibration like over my chest, like just resonating, right? Like just like a weird vibration in my chest. He's like, oh yeah, those are whales. I was like, holy, so crazy. So like I couldn't hear the high pitched sounds of the whale. But I guess when whales make sounds, what up, Dave? Dave Rage in the house. When whales make sounds underwater, they emit like multiple frequencies. So like I think these are humpback whales. They emit like a high pitched one, which is the one you're used to hearing, like the ones you think about when you think of a whale call, and a lower pitched one, and that travels further. Right, so the high pitched one doesn't travel as far, but the low pitched one I guess travels further. And yeah, dude, when I was diving down to that little reef, I think the sound was bouncing off the reef, and then like, or the sound waves, I guess, was bouncing off the reef, and it was just vibrating my whole chest. I couldn't hear it with my ears, but I could just feel it in my body. Such a crazy feeling. It's such an awesome feeling once you realize what it was. You're like, oh, that's so cool. But yeah, it was a super cool experience to feel that feel the whales, right? And that was one of the times when I felt like so in touch with like the free diving makes you feel so in touch with the water anyway, right? Because you feel like you're flying, like you feel like you're in a dream. Yeah, I totally felt the vibes. Exactly. I just totally felt the vibes, and that like put me in a crazy mood. I was like, that's so cool. Felt super good. And then that same day, these guys are bombing like 120 feet, like it's nobody's business, you know, like Daryl and Keo, I think was his name. They're diving down to like 120 feet, like looking in holes and stuff. They're not just going down and coming right up. They're going down and looking around, looking in holes, doing that, kind of looking around, looking for fish, and then they're coming back up, right? Like maybe like 2-3 minute breath holds. At the time I was only doing like maybe 1 minute breath holds, 1 minute 20 seconds breath holds, right? And that's like going down and coming up. So it would take me, I don't know how long it would take me to get down to like 30-40 feet. It's like maybe 20 seconds, 10 seconds. Just dive straight down, get down there, work for like 20-30 seconds, and then come back up. So you have to account for the time it takes to get down, the time you're working, and the time you're coming back up, because you don't want to run out of breath on the way up. And so I was just so amazed at these guys' ability to dive. But I mean, they live there, they're used to the clear water, they're comfortable in it. So it was a very cool experience to see that. Very cool. Very cool to see how they their abilities, right? And both, because Daryl's not at that point. Daryl wasn't super young, but he was still diving like a maniac, like a monster, dude. He was so good. So later on in the trip, we're still on Daryl's boat. We're cruising around Oahu, trying to like find fish. And what he's doing this. He's got a strip, think of it like a fillet, I guess, but with skin. And it's about 2 inches wide and about 1 inch or 2 thick, right? So he has this long piece of meat with skin, and he has that like strapped like in his belt, like in his waist belt, right? And then he also has about a 2 by 1 by 1, 2 by 1 by 1 chunk of meat, the same from the fish. I can't remember if it has skin or not. And he has that, like, he calls it the teaser. I think he called it the teaser. And so picture this: we're in over 100 feet of water. The water is super clear. You can see straight down, and there's fish that they're trying to like coax into coming off the bottom and coming up to the surface, right? So they can shoot them. They're I'm watching him, right, from from a distance, and I see like Daryl swimming across the screen, right? And behind him, there's like a trail of things falling. Like he's basically, he has that long strip of meat, and he's scraping it with his knife as he swims. So he's swimming, and you see him coming across the screen here. You see him across the screen right here, and he's leaving like a trail. Oops, leaving like a trail of chum basically, and it's basically that's scent, right? So it attracts all kinds of stuff. And when that little trail eventually makes it down to like 100 feet, whatever's down there that it's interested in that meat or interested in that scent will catch it and then start following the scent up towards Daryl, right? And then once I didn't see it, he didn't if you guys don't know who this guy is, you guys want to check out who he is, go to WongSpearguns.com, I think. So WONG Spearguns. Let me see if he's still there. I'll finish telling the story in a second. Yeah. Oh, it's just Wong Guns. WONG Guns. So 2 G's. WONGGUNS. He's in, and you'll see like some awesome fish he's caught and the other people he's taken out. Okay. So that way you get a frame of reference on who I'm talking about. What up, Michael Tran in the house? We're talking about Hawaii. Zach, Dog Dude Drone asked about if I had been to Hawaii. So I'm telling the story of when I went spearfishing with Daryl Wong on his boat. It was amazing. Yeah, exactly, Michael. And so he's putting out this trail, right? And what the plan was is once the fishing is just nice. Once the fish, I think they're looking for like ulua. They look like big, kind of like a giant trevally. The ones, giant trevally, that's what they're called. They're big and gray and freaking super strong. So he's trying to coax those fish into coming out of the reef and following the scent trail up. And then when the fish get to you, when they come off like the 120 foot range, they come up, they swim up, they're following the scent trail that he's leaving with that little piece of meat, and they're getting close to you because they're following the scent trail. What he'll do is I think what the plan was to take that little teaser piece of meat and just kind of like, he's snorkeling on the surface, right? He would chuck that piece of meat like 20-30 feet as far as he could, I guess, and then that hits the water and makes a little splash, and that makes this fish kind of like, ooh, what's that? Kind of triggers them, right? And then they see the little piece of meat dangling down, and then at that point I think Daryl would dive and try to meet the fish at the meat meet the fish at the meat and then turn them into meat. So it's crazy. It's super gnarly, and so that was like the technique, right? And I was like, oh, that's amazing. Just kind of like just observing. I felt like I was in the water with them, but I felt like I was watching National Geographic at the same time. It was like so surreal. So I was super stoked. Got back on the boat because I felt like I needed to take a break. I got back on the boat, got my hydration going, and then I hear Daryl yell from the water. He's like, "Roman, do you want to see a tiger shark?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, I want to see a tiger shark." So I grabbed my GoPro on a stick, right? And at the time there was a device that I wanted to try out. It's called a shark shield. It's basically, you turn it on and it attaches to your ankle, and then it has like they call it a whip, a long electrode, I guess, that dangles from your leg, and it creates because the water is salt water, right? So it creates like not a magnetic field, more like an electrical field around that whip, where if the whip came too close to your face, it would like make your cheeks kind of like move, right? Like wiggle. No thanks, that's Michael, right? It would make your cheeks kind of like wiggle. And so sharks have like a fifth sense, right? They have it's called what are they called? Ampullae of Lorenzini or something like that. They have these little dots on their nose, a bunch of little dots on their nose, little black dots. And what those little black dots are, they're receptors for like electricity or not electromagnetic, just the electric impulses, right? The electric impulses of a heartbeat of a fish. So when it's really murky, sharks can like, and I think stingrays have this too. That's why they're like looking around the sand, and they can tell when there's something in the sand because they sense it with that sixth sense. They feel they can sense the heartbeat of that creature. Exactly. Super sensitive to electric. Exactly. Even like a stingray, you put something metal, I think, too close to their face, they'll kind of freak out. So this device, the shark shield, is supposed to like put out enough of a energy field that it doesn't bother you really as a human, but for them it's like overwhelming. It's like somebody putting like a really loud speaker next to the ear, right? Or like a really bright light in your eyes. It just like overwhelms that sense that we don't have, and so it keeps the shark away at a certain distance, right? So I hadn't been in the water with a shark ever in my life. I had been with a shark I had been with smaller sharks in Bora Bora for our honeymoon, but not a tiger shark. So we went. So I grabbed the shark shield, I put it on, and then I grabbed I don't even remember if I had the GoPro on a stick or not, but I grabbed the GoPro. No, I think it was just a GoPro. And so I jump in the water, so excited to see the shark, and there's actually quite a bit of distance between me, where the boat was, and where Daryl is in the water, right? So think about it. He had been chumming it with that piece of meat, trying to get the other fish to come up. He attracted a shark, what's it called, a tiger shark. He asked if I wanted to come see it. I was like, sure. So I grabbed the GoPro, ready to go, put my shark shield on, jump in the water, super confident, right? And then once I get in the water, I'm like, dude, that's a shark, right? I haven't seen it yet. I'm like, I don't even see anything. So I'm like, all right, trying to figure out where trying to go in the direction of Daryl. And when you're in the water, it's hard to see where somebody is because you're on the same level, right? And especially if they're snorkeling, only the top of their head sticking out, maybe the little snorkel. So you have to kind of like look, see where he is, and then kind of like find them, and then kind of like start swimming that way. And then eventually you'll see them in the water. Thankfully, the water was super clear. So I'm about halfway to Daryl, and I look over to my right, and I see this shape. I'll never forget the shape. I'm gonna use it for the camera. The shape is kind of like this, like the inside of my hands, right? And it's like it's the shark looking right at me like this, right? I see his fin on top, and the two pectoral fins kind of like that way. So it looks like this, right? And I was like super excited to see what it was, right? It was super far. It was super far. I would swim with the 7 gill. Oh, there you go. 7 gill. Yep. Leopard sharks are. Yeah. Michael said, "Oh heck no." So funny. So Jaws. That's funny. Yeah, Jaws really like ruined a lot of psyches. These fish don't care about us. They're just interested. They're like wild dogs. They want to eat, and if there's no food, they're not interested. You know, they don't want to get damaged. So anyway, I'm like, okay, there's a shark. That is a shark. I'm like, what is that? What is that? Oh, I was like, oh, that's a shark. So I have the camera facing that way. You can see it's like coming, kind of. It's not rushing me, but it's kind of coming towards me because it's curious. I'm on something new in the water, right? I'm like, whatever. I have the shark shield. I'm good. And then like, I just keep making my way towards Daryl as the shark's kind of swimming towards us, and I'm like going towards Daryl. And then what ends up happening is, well, Daryl's got a spear gun, right? So Daryl's about, I don't know, I would say 5 to 10 feet away from me, and the shark comes to check him out. There comes the shark, check him out, and the shark is pretty close to the point where like Daryl kind of like, the spear guns are pretty long. Spear guns are maybe like 4 to 5 feet long, so you can use it like as a prodding stick. And he kind of poked at the shark, so it kind of swam away. And then the shark's kind of like swim away from him, and it's kind of like cruising around. And at this point, Daryl's in the middle with a spear gun, kind of keeping him at bay, not shooting it, just like kind of like making him kind of like going towards it, swimming towards it, so the shark feels like, okay, like this is not my territory or something. I don't know. That's just me making that up. I'm not sure that's what he's thinking. But then sea lions. Oh yeah. But then the sharks are swimming around him, and I'm swimming around Daryl too. So we're doing this around Daryl. I would chum the water so fast. And then yeah, it was a crazy experience. I got all the footage. I actually have a video of that on my old Spearfish channel. I don't even know if it's up. I'm gonna look for it real quick. I'm gonna put it in the chat so you guys can check it out. Let's see. Let's see if it... Bureau blog? I'll throw it in here so you guys can see it. Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, here it is. Up. This is such a... It was 10 years ago. Dang, that's such a long time. 10 years ago. Hey, I have another channel called Spiro Blog. But anyway, here's the video of the story I just told. Okay, and I can't remember like all of it, but I'm just gonna throw it in the chat. You guys can probably watch it later. It was such a crazy experience. So yeah, I've been to Hawaii and I love it. So final answer, I've been to Hawaii and I love it. Oahu. One more thing about Oahu. They have this place called I'm gonna butcher the name and look it up. It's like a udon place, and they make the udon there on site. Oahu udon. There it is. It's called Marugame Udon. It's right on that strip on Waikiki. It's amazing. They make the udon in there, like you see them like stretching it out, and like they boil it for you. But you get your noodles, right? And then you pick the broth you want in there. I had the curry one. My mouth is watering. And then they have this like cafeteria style setup where like all the different things you can have in your bowl. You just kind of pick what you want. Like you got like the tempura shrimp, like some onion tempura or whatever. And you put that in your bowl, and then they just charge you at the end of the line. At the end of the line, the curry was so good. Yeah, we went there like twice when we were there. So fun. Never answered my cue. Did you? Oh, did you? Oh, I did not sharp pound Hawaii. No, we just did a bunch of snorkeling. No fishing. Those are the days when I wasn't even into hook and line fishing. I was just strictly spearfishing and diving. 10 years ago. It's amazing. That's so crazy. Yeah, like I don't like messing with sharks. Even now, like I don't like. I see people that like kind of free dive with sharks and like hang on to their fin and stuff. I'm like, dude, that's just like tempting fate, you know. Even catching sharks with a hook and line, I don't mess with them. Leave them alone. They hopefully won't mess with me. I won't mess with them. So funny. All right, I just kind of kept talking. I forgot to open my drink. All right, pina colada, hot water. Cheers, everybody. I'm not even gonna do a pop top. That's fishy hour, guys. Just gonna crack it open. Cheers. Hope everybody's doing good. Happy Friday. Woo, that is strong. Holy smokes. Jeez. I think I need a cup with ice. Holy, it's super strong. One more question. I looked up license for fishing Hawaii. It says no such thing for residents or tourists. I don't think they have licenses, but they do have like rotations of when you could fish certain areas. Like you don't need a license to do it, but because you can only fish in certain areas certain times of the year. That's what I think. That's what I vaguely remember. When I went and I was in the water fishing, I was with somebody that was local and they knew what the rules were. So I figured if they took me there to dive and shoot fish, then it's probably good to do it there. And I didn't have to get a license. They didn't mention anything about a license. The whole licensing thing kind of makes me so sad. They keep trying to reduce the fishing space that we have, and still charge us like the same amount of money for our licenses. It's petty, right? But like tomorrow, one of my goals at the show is going to be to like try to get some advice on what we can do about the 30 by 30 stuff that's going around. If you don't know about it, they're trying to close down like 30% of beaches and fishing access for preservation, I guess, right? And all that's gonna do is gonna make it really difficult. That we're not gonna have places to fish inshore, right? Like La Jolla and all that stuff. That might be going away, right? So if all that stuff goes away, then really the only real fishing opportunities you'll have will be to get on a boat and on a charter or have a boat and get out far enough to go fish in Mexico. Or it just depends what boundary they set, right? Maybe they'll say like, okay, you can't fish 5 miles from shore for the whole coastline, right? It sounds insane, but the powers that be, I guess, are pushing towards that, right? So that's not they're pushing towards that whether we're paying attention or not, right? So I feel kind of like I have a little bit of a voice in the community. What up, Jesse? Welcome. I feel like I have a little bit of a voice in the community. I would like to get better informed so I can talk about it more clearly and not just talk about it for the sake of talking about it and getting everybody all riled up like, hey, they're gonna take our fishing spots, blah blah blah. If I want to be able to present not a solution, but at least, so we need to do this, so we need to do X, right? I don't know what that is right now. So tomorrow, one of my goals is to talk to like the guys at CCA, maybe talk to somebody that's more knowledgeable on it than I am, right? And I feel like just joining CCA and helping them with whatever they're doing to fight that 30 by 30 is maybe not enough, right? But I don't know what. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time by doing something that's not going to be effective, right? Like, what's going to be the most effective thing that I could do as an angler to fight 30 by 30? And just do what I can, right? And then share what I'm doing to try to fight it. And if you guys want to do it too, then that's up to you guys, right? You can just ignore it and let your fishing grounds gradually get smaller and smaller. Or we can try to do something now while we still have a little bit of a chance, I guess. I think it might be too far gone, but I don't know. At least it's something. I want to do more to get the 30-30 gone. Exactly, Caden. So tomorrow, that's one of my goals, is to figure out what we can actually do as an angler, not just get mad about it and whine and moan about it, but what's our plan? What's the plan of action? You know, do we need to write letters? Is that effective? Do we need to picket line something? I don't know. If that's what's gonna work, that's what's gonna work, right? Like, I'd be more than happy to do something like that. I just don't know what approach to take yet, right? And it's maybe something I should have looked into before, right? But I mean, we're all busy, but we do what we can. Again, Hawaii got the 30 by 30 shutdown. We needed to know how. Oh, they did? Oh, that's very good info. That's very good info. See, even though right now I don't have a solution for that or a plan of action, just bringing it up, I didn't know that detail. Hawaii got it shut down. So now we see like a proven plan, right? Or a proven way to get it shut down. We need to talk to the people in Hawaii that got it shut down and figure out how they did it, so we could try to do that here, right? So just that little tidbit of information that Zach just shared with me is something I'm going to take with me to the show. And when I'm talking to the guys at CCA and trying to figure out what the next step is, I'm going to mention that. And maybe those guys will be like, oh, I know a guy in Hawaii that's in conservation or whatever, or that's in the sport fishing thing. Okay, sorry, I'm incorrect, but okay. Well, I'll look into it anyway, right? Because if there's already an example of it getting shut down, then we need to repeat that here. But that's cool. My guy, you ever come up to Monterey County? Oh, what's up, Seawolf 13? Welcome. I've never fished Monterey. I have a bunch of friends from the diving days that are up there. A bunch of cool dudes. And even from the fishing days, a bunch of cool guys too. It looks awesome. I would love to get some lingcods and maybe I think abalone diving is banned now, right? I think abalone diving is banned now. I'm not sure. But I used to want to go try abalone diving. But yeah, I'm down to get some lingcod. Those things are freaking awesome. They look like underwater dragons. told we're talking in the Discord like a couple of weeks ago about getting a bus, and Leonard's like, oh, we should get like a bus. And I was like, yeah, let's get like a long bus. Can you imagine a bus with like a rack, with like a really long rack, and like a bunch of people in there? Shoot, we do like a NorCal trip with like a bunch of kayaks and a bunch of people in there. All right, Kaden, have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. It'd be so fun. You're too tired to type. Roman, definitely talk to CCA. Oh, use your followers to expand the message. Exactly. But right now, Dave, I don't feel qualified enough to talk about it like intelligently. And I don't like to talk about stuff just to get people riled up. I want to be able to offer a plan, a solution, or not even a solution, but at least I just don't like people. I just don't like agitating people for the sake of agitating them. If I don't have a plan or a proposed solution, like, yeah, now that you're mad, you can do this to help, and that's at least okay. Now I'm empowering you to do something, right? But it's not. I don't just leave you hanging like, oh, this sucks, and then leave you hanging, right? Kind of like I'm doing today. Sorry about that. I'm just telling you what the plan is now. That's so funny. Sheesh. Yeah, it's been crazy. Been getting Are you going to the show tomorrow, Dave? Have you been? As I look into it, I'm humble. Looks like Hawaii is going through the 30 by 30 by 2030. Yep, 30 by 30 by 2030. That's right. Oh, hey Kyle, what up? Yeah, dude, these are available. I think these are in the shop, Kyle. Let me show you the back. Oh, I guess I have to stand up. Shop.romancastro.com. I think they're in the. Oh, are they in there? Let's continue. Let me check real quick because I think I might have discontinued them. Oh, they're not in there. Oh, I need to put them in there. I'll put them in there. I'll put them in there this week. Maybe after the stream, I'll throw them in there if you guys are interested. My goal is to spearfish over 100 halibut this year. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. That's awesome. How deep are you getting those, Seawolf? My goal. Okay, I saw that one. I'll be at the show with my wife. Oh, and father-in-law. Very cool. All right. We'll probably see you. Walk around. If I see you guys at the show, I'm gonna bring my nice camera. It's not even nice. It's like it's so old. It's like probably 5 or 6 years old. No, maybe more than that. It's probably 8 years old. 8 or 9 years old. I'm bringing my camera. My nice camera. Roy, what's up, Roy? Down SD. Welcome. I'm bringing my camera to the show. And if I see you there, I'm going to record little clips of you guys saying something like, what up, this is Leonard, and you're watching from a Castro vlog or something like that, right? And then, what up, this is Leonard, and you're watching Fishy Hour, right? And then some kind of tagline. And so then I'll use those in future videos, and also like I'll start using them within Fishy Hour, so you guys can be on the show and say what up to your friends. Lanzal, no show for me, gonna fish. All right, perfect. A distro, may the bite be with you. Hope you get them all, catch them all. Thanks for tuning in. Very cool. Roy, I've been getting destroyed in jiu-jitsu. My finger is back, kind of. This one, I thought it was just like strained, but it wouldn't. It continued to swell, and it wouldn't swell down for like a month. Went on Thursday to the show. Ooh, watched several seminars and bought a new rod and reel. Let's go. Dang, darn Turners. The deals are too good. The deal. Castaways in Newport. There. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Oh, Distor. Got it. Got it. A Distor. Or just Distor. Just Distor. Nice. Cheers. Cheers for tuning in. Catch us on Fishy Hour on the Fishy Hour channel on 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll probably start doing these Friday sessions. I'm not sure, maybe I'll do every other Friday. I'm enjoying them, having some fun, kind of change it up a little bit. And I'm really trying to like add more videos to this channel. So I have some videos coming up where I'm going to teach you guys how to set up your hog trough so it floats, and also how to write in the lines so you can have a better, so that you can make the judge happy. I'll be buying gear tomorrow. Okay. Oh, very nice, Dave. I'll distract your wife. I'll be like, hey, look at this. Well, you go buy a bunch of gear. That's funny. Glad to hear you're still rolling. Yeah, it's been super fun. Just have to live with bad fingers. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Actually, I'm okay with that. So, I don't know if you guys noticed, I cut my hair extra short, Roy. So it's not in my eyes when I'm getting tossed around by grown men. And it's one less thing to worry about. So the finger actually had x-ray done last week, and they came back that, yeah, it's actually fractured. Like the bone is fractured here. You can still tell it's red right here. Right here. It's still swollen. But it's not broken, it's just fractured. So they're like, yeah, you can just like work it so that you can have mobility, and then if you're gonna do anything, just tape it to that finger. So I do the regular taping on this one, like the cross tape, and then once that one's good to go, I do the same cross tape into this one, and then I kind of tape them together. But today I went back to class. It was pretty fun. I learned like the De La Hiva, and so it's a cool move. Like, I'm so new still, Roy, that like when I usually end up on the bottom, right? But I'm getting better with my elbow escapes. That's all I've been working on, is elbow escapes. And when my partner gets distracted, I think it's called the UPA, where you trap the knee and trap the same side arm, and it kind of just bridge, and you roll over on top of them. So then what's funny is that when I end up on top of, like when I end up on top in guard, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do because I've been so focused on surviving. I don't care about anything else. I'm not trying to submit anybody. I'm just trying to like not get submitted, I guess. T-Rex arm, elbows in, right? And then knees close to your elbows. Oops, I almost kicked over the screen. And so when I actually end up in an advantageous situation, I don't even know how to take advantage of it. It's so funny. I'm just like, oh, okay. I feel like a dog chasing a car, and then he gets a hold of the car and doesn't know what to do. Yeah, pretty funny. So the finger's getting good, coming back, right? But I think I pulled, or I strained a little bit my intercostal again today. But I learned a new move, so I'm stoked. Turner had good deals on rods and reels and for all the shows. Tis the season. Yep. Exactly. Small goals. Very cool. All right, boys, we're gonna keep it going till 9. If you have any questions at any point during the show, just pop in your question in the chat and I'll pick up on that. Yeah, it's been crazy. With that. When I shoot video for my kayak, I have to, and this is totally random, I'm just sharing stories here because if nobody asks any questions, I'm gonna share the story of what I'm doing with the channel right now. What I'm doing with this channel right now. It got really frustrating to set up the whole trip, or not set up a whole fishing session. Get out there, get my kayak in the water, set up my camera, hit record, and then like I'm trying to like make videos, and all of a sudden like the camera just kind of like overheats, or it randomly stops recording or it just kind of stops working. I have to take the battery out and reset it to get it to start working again. It's like, man, this is super frustrating because the way I fish, the way I set up my camera, I have it set up with like a mode called looping. So it's always recording the past 5 minutes. So with a spotty, the fights aren't that long. So I cast, right? And usually the time between casting and actually catching a fish is less than 5 minutes. So if there's a bite on that cast, boom, fight the fish, bring it in less than a couple of seconds. Bring it out, show it to the camera, pause, turn off the stop, and then the camera will keep the last 5 minutes. And usually that includes the cast, the retrieve, the actual hook set, and then the actual fish. So I get the whole sequence of catching a fish. So that's how I record my videos, mostly on the kayak. And so that requires me to have a cable going straight to the camera. So it's always recording. It always has power. I'll smoke through regular batteries like nobody's business. So in order to do that, I have to take off the little housing here, the little door. I could plug in the cable here and have like my battery pack in the dry bag. But what happens eventually is just the moisture in the air, like the what do they call it, the fog, or just the moisture in the air is salty, right? So eventually it does end up going into the other connector here on the side. Let me see it. There it is. You know that connector here, the HDMI connector that doesn't have anything plugged into it while I'm using it, has like that blue highlight or that aqua highlight. That's evidence of water damage. So what happens is that little bit of water damage can make like the traces on a connector bridge like short. So the camera is getting these inputs that it's not expecting and it's making it freak out to the point where all I can do is pull out the battery, reset it, and hopefully it comes back. So like I've been dreading it, buying another camera. Cameras are like, the new GoPros are like $300-400, right? I was like, well, do I really even need a new GoPro? I don't need a brand new GoPro. Like I could just look for a new to me GoPro. Yeah, oxidation, yep. And so yesterday I found one on OfferUp. I was so stoked. I was like, I feel like it was still not cheap, but I think I paid like $120 for it. So I have a new replacement camera for this camera. I'll be able to comfortably get back on the water and do some actual fishing videos like before. Here's the new camera. Boom, ready. And I even put a little electrical tape on that second connector, so now when I'm using it, it'll have, there it goes. It'll have the connector covered, and then this plug will be covering that connector, so everything is kind of contained. I can't dunk it for sure, but at least I won't have the original problem, right? This camera should hopefully last me for a couple of years. And again, I'm only shooting 1080p, so can you use dielectric grease? That's a good suggestion, Roy. I should probably remove that tape, put dielectric grease in that connector, and then just like tape it again. That's a good call. Good call. Turn the show. Okay, good. Oh, the pain of being. By the way, the GoPro 4 still the best connection for audio. Oh yeah, this thing requires this whole side thing, like this connector, this little box, so you can still have an actual microphone, and then my external battery goes to here. My external battery power goes to here. That's the main cam for the fishing shows. I think the next action cam I will buy is a DJI. Yeah, I saw those. It's the Osmo. The Osmo is cool, but I don't know if it has like looping, and I rely on looping for most of my fishing stuff. Looping. The other thing that I started doing is I found a bunch of old fishing sessions that I just kind of took off the camera, put it in a sort folder so I can go fishing the next day. And then the video I put out was a video. The video I put out during those times was a video of the second session of the weekend, or the third session of that weekend. And the other two sessions, or the other one session, would just get kind of like forgotten about in my sort folder. I was cleaning up my hard drives, and I found all these unused footage. So I was like, oh, these are cool. So I've been putting those out. I'm gonna start putting those out with the lost sessions stuff. I already put out one. You guys dug it. So that's something I'm gonna continue to do until I'm done with all of the backlog. Turner's is CLMT. Oh, and Clemente Rocks. Cool. I think the action cam. Okay, cool. Okay. That's all I have for you guys as far as new things that are coming up, or things that I wanted to share. What else? How's the audio? Is the audio still good? I think I want to do this setup with Brian, where I don't have my headphones in. I like kind of chilling without headphones. Do a 30 or 40 second short of only hook sets. Oh yeah. Nice, Dave Rage. Yeah. What up, Brian likes to fish in the house? What? What up, Brian? How's the show? We're chilling. Ask me anything, Brian. Ask me anything. It doesn't have to be about fishing. We're having a pina colada. We're gonna go until 9 unless somebody asks me a really interesting question that it takes me a long time to answer. I got the pina colada flowing through me, Brian. I'm feeling super good. I went to jiu-jitsu today, and man, that feeling after you're done, Roy, you probably attest to this. Even if you get thrown around and you're getting like submitted and just like crushed by more skilled jiu-jitsu players, when you're done, you'll beat up, you're tired, you're worn out, but you still feel like, damn, that was fun. You still feel amazing. You still feel like you survived. You feel like you survived. Yeah, you feel like you survived because you kind of did survive, right? That's crazy. Anyway, wrestling with grown men wrestling. Leaving house at 3 a.m. tomorrow. Jeez. Yeah, that's true. What time does the event start? Roman is getting buzzed. Oh yeah, dude. Dog Dude Drum. My tolerance for alcohol is like minus 0.1. if I'm near a can, I'll start to catch a buzz. Like this thing has two shots of Cutwater Valley High rum, and that's enough for me. Question. Dave Rage, thank you so much for using the question format. It's perfect. What is the weight of an unladen? What is the weight of an unladen swallow? What? I know that's a bird. Check-in at 4:30. Jesus. What time are you guys done? Crazy, Brian. Yeah, right. I need to slow my roll. I think might be halfway done with it. But it's Friday. I'm hanging out. Brian is so many tournaments. Yeah, he's a competitor. You know, Brian knows his stuff. He's talking from experience, and he's a great angler. So very cool. But we're lucky to have him on Fishy Hour. It's till 3 p.m. afterward. Awards at 4:30. Okay. It's the Monty Python with it's the Monty Python question. Oh, is that what that was? That's funny. That's funny. I haven't seen Monty Python in such a long time. Should watch that with my kids. They'll probably get a kick out of it. 39 tournaments this year. Holy. I want to create a side tournament, Brian. It's like a random side tournament. So that you can have an even 40. Okay. We're bringing back what is it called? Barbie rod or Hello Kitty rod tourney. So you can say you did 40 tournaments this year. Eesh. Maybe I can come by for the awards. Oh yeah, that's cool. What up, Carl? Good to see you in here. I saw your post of the show. Nice, dude. Please don't. That's awesome. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Brian, I'm trying this new setup without headphones. Have a speaker going. You guys hear the music in the... I guess you'll only be able to hear the music in the stream. Not echoing, so it should be good. A Kid Caster challenge. That's right, Roy. The Kid Caster. Oh, man. A lot of spotty bull peeps. Oh, good. That's good. Did they say hi to you, Brian? That's cool. That's so fun. I'm excited for tomorrow. I can't wait. It's gonna be a blast. What's that spotty bull peeps? Salty Rice. Sorry, Salty Rice. I didn't see you come in earlier. What up, Salty Rice? Welcome. Because it slays. Oh, why the Ned rig? Oh, because it slays. That's right. So Michael Tran, if you haven't fished a Ned rig, it's my go-to bait. I feel super confident with it. It's like basically you don't have to do anything. Basically cast it out, wait for it to hit the bottom, and it kind of just, as your kayak drifts, it'll get bit. It's like what up, old dog dude drone? Jumping into the Mad Max Fishing Club official member. Let's go. Welcome, Dog Dude Drone. Look at that. My new alerts are working. Yay. Hey, Mad Max right there. Hey, thanks, Zach. Appreciate that, man, so much. Thank you so much. Dog Dude Drone in the house. Woo. Yeah, it catches fish. I have it. Catches fish. Yep. It catches fish. Definitely catches fish. It's all be at the PCS on opening day. Ooh, well, the PCS sounds amazing. I'm so out of it. I hadn't heard about it, or I kind of just ignored it, I guess. But maybe this year I'll go. I pitched pilings and fished grass with a Ned rig. Yeah, that's a good one. For pitching pilings, I like to use the I'll use the slow pitch stuff, or like a 1 ounce head, like a 1 ounce underspin. Cool baits, of course. Cool baits underspin. Like I like to fish a 1 ounce or like the 3/4 ounce, because I like when I'm pitching pylons. I like for the bait to drop down fast, because I know spotties are not going to be hanging out mid water column. Maybe right under the dock, but usually they're on the bottom, right? Chilling. So I know that they'll see it coming down. I think the faster it drops, the more attractive it is. And again, when you're kind of cruising past all the boats, past all the pylons, I like to pitch it. Like, say this is a pylon. I'm coming this way. I like to pitch it on this side as I'm approaching the pylon, and then get to the bottom, retrieve, and then swing it and pitch it again on the other side as I cruise by. And I'm trying to keep my speed constant on that. So if I don't get snagged up, if I don't get a bite, my bait hits the bottom, I retrieve it. The bottom, I retrieve it. Go on to the next pylon. Hit the bottom before I get to on the right side, then on the left side, right? And that way you're kind of fishing a lot of pylons along the way. And then if there's like a nice little empty slip, then I'll kind of pitch it into the two corners of the open slip. I'll kind of dissect that a little bit, but yeah, it's a fun. Docks are so fun to fish. But with the Ned rig, fishing docks like that, unless it's really shallow, Like in Newport, I like fishing the Ned rig like that because it's kind of shallow where all the boat docks are. But in like in San Diego Bay, no, sorry, Mission Bay, yeah, San Diego Bay and Mission Bay, so where all the boats are, that's super deep, like 30 feet. So you don't have time for it to get down to the bottom and bring it back up by the time you pass the pylon, right? Unless you're like going super slow. Oh man. Okay. Leonard, African or Europe? wait, what? Wait, well, what? What's the name? What about a modified Barbie bowl tournament? Unlimited reel. Oh, unlimited reel. Specific short. Full length. Biggest fish wins. Yeah, Dave. I think when we did it last time, the kid caster, we didn't restrict what kind of line you could put on there. So I think Eric had like one with the A-rig. I put braid on mine. I put braid on my kid caster. Yeah, that'd be fun. I pitch pylons and fish grass with the net. Yeah, yep. Love the net. Let's see. Bobby Martinez uses a jig para. Yeah, jig para, Submission Fishing Co. Slow pitch jigs. I think I have jig paras too. Those things are amazing. It's like there's a fish down there. It's like bloop 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 bloop. Also on those pylons, I like to do what's it? 11-to-1 reel, like a SLX reel. So it's like it gets down there, and I crank it up, and it's like boom, bring it up, right, quick. I feel like I'm fishing too light of a lure. There's a fine balance. It has to do with the depth you're fishing, Michael, and also with the drift or the current, right? Like if the current is super strong and your bait is too light, then just the slack of the line will kind of act as a wing. Like say the current's going this way, and your lure is not heavy enough. The more line you let out, your lure can actually get picked up because the line is acting as like a sail. It's catching the current, right? There's like a balance. But that same lure will work if you're working the shore, right? You're on your kayak, you're drifting along the shore, you're gonna cast into like 3 or 4 feet of water and then retrieve it that way, then you're okay, right? But if you're fishing deep and there's current, then you want a heavier lure. Also depends on the action of the lure. So like a slow pitch, I think it's just gonna go straight down, right? But even then, with the current does affect it, of course. But like an underspin, where the tail kind of flutters on the way down, it's gonna change your rate of fall. Tony in the house. What up, Tony? Tony ditched me to go hang out with his family. Just kidding, Tony. Yeah, but that's the deal right there. So it just really depends on what depth you're fishing, and your drift speed, and the current, right? Bummed out. I'm missing the Bart Hall. I want to call it Bart Hall. Yeah, there's gonna be is the other one in Long Beach next month or whenever it is? Yeah, we'll go, Tony. I'm gonna go to that one too. And there's also this other one, Tony. It's supposed to be even better than all of these. It's bigger. What's it called, guys? PCS? The PCS? That's the one we should go to, Tony. The PCS is supposed to be like, I think Dave mentioned that it's a bunch of it's like all the halls at this convention center and the outdoor area, so it's huge. That's the one we should do. Check that out. So funny. Okay, catching up on the chats. All right, boys. What up, Julian? Let's go. Hey, baby. How you doing? Thanks for watching, Bobby. My son is watching. Level up. Let's go. That's right. early April for Long Beach, for LGB. Okay. When is PCS? You know what? Let's look it up. What up, Oscar? Oscar in the house. Welcome, Oscar. What does PCS stand for? Pacific PCS show. Let's see if that resolves. Yeah, Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Tackle Boat Travel. Blah blah blah. Okay, let's see. It is March I was about to say third. March 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. 7 hulls. 217,000 square feet of salt and freshwater fishing tackle, boats, travel destinations, and everything outdoors. Buy tickets here. Okay, cool. That's what it is. It is. Where is it? Where is it? It is. Trying to find out what city it's in. Let's see. If somebody already put it in the chat, I can't see it because I'm in a different screen. Looks awesome. The seminars look amazing. Oh, there it is. Costa Mesa. Mesa, where is it? Hold on, I'm gonna look it up real quick. Is internet going? Okay, Costa Mesa. Okay, it's by Newport Beach. Okay, Costa Mesa, it's by Irvine, between Irvine and Huntington Beach, it looks like. Okay, that's cool. I'm down with that. That was fun. Yeah, PCS, that's in March, next month. Exciting. We have something else to look forward to. Let's see. PCS was used to be small. Nice. Biker Board, what up, dude? Welcome. What up? Welcome, Larry. Question. Here we go. I like the questions. Thanks, Tony. Any booths you're particularly interested in visiting tomorrow? Yes. The CCA booth, so I can get some information on what we need to do as anglers to help the fight against the 30 by 30 closures. I just have I don't have enough information on it. I haven't done the research on it, and I want to get some information on what I should be sharing to the community as far as like what we can do as a community to kind of help mitigate as much, get as little things closed as possible, because they're coming for our fishing grounds, right? You're gonna have to be able to go. If you want to go fish if you want to go fish offshore or even inshore, you're gonna have to go to Mexico or outside of a certain range from shore, which sucks. We're paying for fishing licenses every year. We're doing oceans enhancement on top of that, which is just $5, right? But $5 amongst a bunch of people is still a lot of money, right? And we're like, as anglers, we're funding a lot of the research and a lot of the organizations that are trying to close as much of the fishing grounds as possible, right? So we're raising money for them to give us less fishing resources, and that's totally backwards, right? They should be working with anglers to everything they've done so far is just super shady, and like it doesn't inspire trust in the way they've done things in the past, like the MPAs and stuff. And when they did the MPAs, they're trying to get information from people that are fishing and stuff and say, oh, what are the places you guys fish, blah, blah, blah. And then next thing you know, like, okay, these are the good places. All right, we're gonna close these places down now because we need to protect them from something, right? As if we don't already comply to all the different regulations and rules that are in place to keep the fish stock healthy, right? All these rules that we apply to, like bag limits, fish size limits, and all these different things, that's in place based on science to keep the fishing healthy, right? To make it sustainable, right? When we catch fish, we don't keep everything we catch. And if we do keep stuff, it's not as big of an impact as a recreational angler as like a commercial angler, right? But when they come for But when they come for the commercial angler or the commercial fisherman, and the recreational angler doesn't do anything about it, they're kind of like, oh, that doesn't have anything to do with me. I'm not a commercial fisherman. I'm just a recreational angler. Then the recreational angler or community sees that us recreational guys didn't stand up with them, right? So then when they come after us, it's like we're divided as a community, right? Like recreational anglers, commercial anglers, all of us should be sticking together, unified front. You know, we're paying so much to and they keep adding rules, they keep adding things to make it expensive for us to fish. More tacos tomorrow, let's go! What up, Tony? Thank you so much, dude. Oh man, I'm getting sour cream on those. Woo! Getting sour cream on those tacos, Tony. Thank you. That's so funny. The way, for what I see, and it might be like a weird point of view or like a jaded point of view, but like even the new boat operator licenses, I don't know what they're called. Help me out, Brian. What are those called? I guess boat user permits or boat user licenses or not licenses, right? Like the idea behind those, I guess, is supposed to be to make the waterways safer, right? So you make people that have boats get a license through the whatever, take a class, right? Money, take a class to pass a license, to pass a test to get a license to use your own boat. Boater licenses. There you go. Thank you. Boater licenses. So the way I see it, so on top of that, they make you get the boat license, right? So now if you want to have a boat to go fishing, you have to go get this boater license, which is like money for the course and money for the actual license. I know it's not a lot of money. Right? But neither is the Oceans Enhancement stamp, right? What does that do for angling? It definitely doesn't open up more fishing grounds, right? If anything, it's helping to fund research to close down more fishing grounds, right? Same thing with the boater's license. They're like, okay, where can we get more money? We get more money from these anglers because they're out there fishing every weekend. Let's make them get a boater's license, right? And yeah, they're staging it in. If you're over a certain amount of age, if you're over a certain age, you don't need one until whatever, 10 years or 5 years, whatever. They're phasing it in. And like my pessimistic side sees it as like, okay, they're phasing it in so that you have, okay, well, it doesn't affect me until 5 years. It doesn't affect me until next year. So you don't care about the guy that is affecting now, right? And it creates less of a disturbance in policy, where like, okay, we're gonna do the first wave of people. If you're over this age, you need to get the boater's license, and it doesn't stir up enough of the people in the community to really cause an uproar or cause a ruckus, because there's not enough people, because the whole community is not affected yet, right? And then you have the next wave, and then the guys in the first wave say, oh, you know what, I did that last year, you just got to do it. And then the second wave, if they have anything against it, if they have anything that they want to fight against, it's hard to recruit people to your fight because everybody's kind of been separated out. Chicken lips in the house, what up? Exactly, it's all a cash grab, right? And a cash grab would be okay if it's in the service of the people you're getting the cash from to make fishing and access to the water more awesome. But it's not. All that money is going towards research that gets manipulated whichever way they want to justify more closures. And that's kind of what bothers me. Right? So we're paying for not all of it, but a lot. But what other water users need a permit? Do you need a permit to go stand up paddle fish? Do you need a permit to just go kayak fishing? No, right? So anglers are paying a lot of the funding a lot of these organizations that should be advocating for us instead of trying to like get us less fishing grounds, right? So that's just like anyway. So I kind of lost my train of thought, but that's kind of where I'm going with it. That's kind of like my personal feelings about it. right? And maybe I could be wrong, guys. I could be like, I could maybe don't understand a piece, but like so far, since I've moved to San Diego and started fishing 20, I don't even know how long ago it was. I've seen the fishing grounds get smaller and smaller, right? And now they want to do also 30 by 30, and all the fishing grounds that they've shrunk in the past years doesn't even count towards the 30 by 30. They want 30% on top of what they've already taken, right? That's just not, that ain't right. I did want to stop by Tail Hunter Sport Fishing at Port Hall. Just wait, no motor vessels will be a few exactly. Like, I'm not like a conspiracy theorist and all that kind of stuff, but like, dude, it just feels like nobody's advocating for us except for CCA, right? And I feel like we shouldn't just leave it to CCA to advocate for us. Yeah, they're better organized, they know what they're doing, but we can kind of like try to figure out a framework to a unified fishing community could do a lot, I think. You know, like, I don't care about anybody's politics. I don't care who you support as a president or whatever, but fishing rights, right? Water access. That's like stuff that's like we should all be able to come together on. 30 by 30 is going to be a worldwide thing. So yeah, exactly. They cut 30%, they reduce then the coast license, and then the cost license. Exactly. So you guys get it. I think you guys get it. But then the frustration becomes, damn it, I see it happening and I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what to do about it. I pay my CCA membership, but those guys need help. I don't know how to help. So tomorrow when I talk to the guys at the CCA booth, that's gonna be my main goal, is what can we do as a community besides join CCA? What can we do? Right? So yeah, I'm feeling I can feel myself getting like a little bit worked up. Or we have the fish protest of, exactly. Or we have the fish protest of fishing licenses ever, exactly. And it doesn't have to be something that's violence, you know? Like, ideally, and I know this probably is not a good idea, but you need money to combat money. Biker board, Larry, he's right on. He's like dead on, right? You need money to combat money. There's so many groups that are like for the closures, and they're super well funded. Yeah, so it's difficult. But I don't care how well funded they are. They can buy advertising. They can like try to like influence people. What up, Richie Rich in the house? Welcome. They can try to influence the legislators, I guess. Right? But we gotta get people in there. You know, we gotta be legislators, right? We gotta run for office and make sure that, I mean, that might be one avenue, right? If you ever had any kind of like inkling towards like politics and becoming I don't even know where you would want to be. I don't even know where or what part of the government you would be involved in that takes these things into consideration, where we have like a voice in those conversations. Because right now I'm not sure we have a voice, right? Maybe CCA has like what are they called, lobbyists, right? But if we don't have a seat at the actual table, we don't have any representation as anglers. We're paying all this money to be able to fish. Our fishing area is getting decreased every year. Roman fish cult started, JK. Exactly right. Do you feel indoctrinated yet? Let's go. Nice, Zach. That's so funny. Hey, it's not just a pina colada talking, boys. It's facts. I feel like it's facts. It's stuff that's like that's ongoing, and gradual, right? Slowly, less fishing space, more rules, more expenses to get into fishing, right? Now you don't only need, like, okay, knock on wood, and maybe I shouldn't say this out loud, but so far, if you're on a kayak, you don't get affected by this boating rule. Oh, the other thing about the boating license. So this is how I know, this is how I feel that I know that it has to do with with influence, right? The tourism industry in San Diego, it's got a way big influence on the policies, right? Because these boater licenses that are supposed to be to make the boating safer, right? You're gonna have somebody that owns a boat and goes out every weekend or every other weekend on their boat. They know how to use their boat. They've been on the water for years. They're a San Diego native. They've always been a water person. You're gonna make those people get a license, right? And then you have the people that are visiting, the tourists, that go rent a jet ski or like a skiff, and they don't need to have a license, right? That's how I know this rule is weird, right? Why don't they have to do that? Well, because it cuts into the profit of those businesses, the tourism industry, right? And the tourism industry has more influence than us anglers, right? Love the channel, Roman. All right, have a good one, Zach. Good night, dude. Have a good one. Good night isn't a joke. Exactly. Yes, the goon that rents doesn't need one. Exactly. The goon that rents a boat doesn't need one. So what do you think the ratio is of people that are out there on their own private boats to rentals? I don't even want to speculate, but if that was truly the main purpose of it, yeah, it's like Chicken Lips said, it's a cash grab. It's a cash grab. They know people love to fish. They know people like to be on their boats, and it's a new source of revenue, right? Okay, so as a community, the extreme option would be to stop fishing. It's terrible. The extreme option, which I would never do, but it would be to stop fishing, right? Stop fishing, stop buying a fishing license, right? Stop using your boat. But that kills the whole fishing community, right? That's the extreme option. Because then that kills that revenue source, and then they would notice, right? You have the goon that, yeah, sorry. What up? What up, Current Jam? Welcome to the stream. Sorry, you caught me in the middle of a rant, soapboxing over here. We're talking about like closures and stuff. It's just a crazy thing that we see. I just feel like we're paying for all these things as anglers, and we're not getting we don't have any advocates within the we don't have any advocates for what we do. We're getting charged more and more in different ways through different licenses, or even upping the rate to for less fishing access. So soon, hopefully, I'll be able to do something I'll be able to share what our options are, or figure out some kind of plan. Start to maybe organize the organize the community, hopefully, or like give some kind of pointers or give some kind of advice on what we could ways to combat it, if there's even an option at this point. Just don't know. It's a crazy topic. It's just crazy to think about. But yeah, that's one of my goals for tomorrow to talk to the CCA guys at the show and get more information on that, or figure out more options. My other goal for tomorrow, let me know in the chat when you come in if you're going to the Bart Hall show. If you're going to the Bart Hall show, say I'm going tomorrow. See you there. I'm gonna have my camera with me, and we're gonna if I bump into any of you guys and you guys want to be on Fishy Hour and on this channel, I want to shoot clips of people saying something like this. Ready? Here goes. Hey, what's up? I'm at Brian Likes to Fish on Instagram, and you're watching Fishy Hour. Let's go. Something like that. And then I'll slice that into Fishy Hour, And also this channel too. We'll probably do this channel too. Like, hey, what's up? This is Dave Rage and you're watching Roman Castro vlog. May the bite be with you. Woo! And then I'll have those clips and I'll splice them into my videos as the new year goes. Leonard can't make it, unfortunately. Dang, Leonard. I know. Add a non-license fee for the goons. Yeah, if you have the license, you don't pay that fee when renting tourist gifts. Right, exactly. Yes. But that makes it to where add a non-license fee for the goons. Yeah, but that makes it to where the tourism, and it adds friction to that sale for the tourism industry, and they can't have that, right? You got to push all that stuff to us. And that's where I see that unfairness right there. It's very weird. Very weird. Also, another thing would be it'll probably be easier than one of us joining I guess the government or getting into some kind of board would be to befriend the people on the board and take them fishing. Take your friends that don't have. How about this? I'm just kind of thinking out loud here. How about if we all just take friends out fishing that don't know how to fish, right? And then, or if we know somebody that's in government, take them fishing. Let them see how awesome it is, and then without an angry tone, without a condescending tone, you let them know what's happening. Right? Let them know that, hey, fishing is awesome. We have an awesome community of fishermen here in San Diego. We're tight. Everybody's awesome, and we pay more and more each year to different mediums, and we're getting shafted. We're getting less and less fishing grounds, right? We don't mind paying our dues. We don't mind paying our license, but advocate for us, right? We're paying more for less every year. Roman, will you be doing a podcast tomorrow? What's he say? I won't, Izzy. Good question. I won't. I'm just gonna go talk to them just one-on-one or in person. Try to get a better understanding of what we can do as anglers with that 30 by 30 thing. Microtran, they will target prime areas, which is exactly, Michael. I would like to know what areas they're targeting. Okay, so for example, I got an email from the Department of Fish and Wildlife about 2 weeks ago. It was like some kind of survey. I didn't do it. It was like some kind of survey that had to do with like where I fished and blah 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 and what was fishing like. And I'm like no. They basically will try to like, okay, so here's another thing. I'm kind of like jumping around with these topics, but don't respond to any of that stuff anymore. They have a proven track record of using that information for justifying more closures, right? First of all, don't talk to me about getting you information that you can use to justify more closures, right? I'm not gonna give you any information. People at the boat ramp that ask how many fish you caught, don't say nothing, because they're gonna put 0 fish. These 10 anglers got 0 fish. That means there's less fish. That means we got to put more rules on here, right? If you say the numbers you caught and it happens to be an unusually big number, they'll be like, all right, these anglers are catching too many fish. We got to put more restrictions on that species because these guys are catching so many fish. Catching a fish and taking tallies at the boat ramp of random people does not accurately gauge the fish stock, right? It's like pseudoscience. Okay, if I go fish for spotties in San Diego Bay and just pretend to ask me how many spotties I catch, be like, oh, I only caught like 3 spotties, right? It's not because there's not enough spotties in San Diego Bay. It's because I'm just not that good of an angler, right? If Brian likes to fish, goes fish San Diego Bay, he'll probably catch like 50 spotties, right, on a single day, or 100 spotties on a single day. And he goes to the boat ramp and they say, how many fish did you catch? He goes like, I caught 100, right? Then it skews the number, right? You can't trust the numbers that the anglers are giving you because you don't know what their skill set is, right? Same thing if somebody goes out there and skunks all the time and they're reporting their numbers, right? They can be like, oh yeah, this angler 0, this angler 0, this angler 0, and all that is counted towards the average, right? And then that information, they don't even tell you where it's getting used for. It's like, oh yeah, we're just taking this information. So the best option, I think, for now, until I hear until I'm convinced otherwise, is to say, I'm not going to share the information with you. Thank you. Like, I don't want to share any information with you. Thank you. That's it. I don't want to share any information with you. Thank you. Don't say I didn't catch any fish, just to get them off your back. When they ask, they're not that aggressive anyway, but they'll ask you, hey, do you mind letting us know how many fish you caught? Okay, oh, no, thanks. I don't want to share that. That's it. You can just say no thanks. Don't say 0 to spite them, or don't say 0 just to say, like, just to get them off your back. Say no thank you. I don't want to share information with you. Very clear. And they can't write 0, right? They can just say decline to tell their numbers, right? Roman, maybe we should stop answering the survey questions on the boat. Exactly. Monaco, I agree 100%. But you don't answer the question. You don't stop answering the question by saying 0 fish. You say, no, thank you. I don't want to answer your questions. Right? That's it. Captain Dan in the house. Let's go. What up, Captain Dan? Greetings from Oakland. Oh, just got done working. Oh, very nice. Have fun at the show, guys. Yeah, it's gonna be super fun, Captain Dan. I'm gonna be at the CCA booth in the morning, renewing my membership and getting my pass to get in the show, and also talking to whoever will talk to me about this 30 by 30 thing, because I think I need to get better informed on it and figure out what I can relay to the community. Captain Dan, cheers. I'm milking this one, Captain Dan. I've been drinking this thing for the past hour. There are more ways to use data to limit fishing versus open or maintain fishing. Exactly, Dave Rage. Especially if the goal is to conserve or prohibit fishing. Exactly. No matter what, you can use that information to make your point. And if your goal is to close it down, then you can always present it from the perspective of closing down more access, right? But my point here is that we're funding a lot of with our licensing fees and all that stuff. We're funding some of the research that's going into like closing it down, which sucks, I think. So we're kind of like caught, right? So at some point, I don't know what's gonna happen, but we'll see what the good fight is gonna be, right? We'll see what the good fight is gonna be. I was thinking about another point. I keep remembering it when I'm ranting, but then I forget about it when I'm done ranting. Something about nice bevy. 30 by 30 is a huge ripoff. Exactly, Captain Dan. Exactly. And Captain Dan, I've been talking about it like I've been ignorantly talking about it for the past 20 minutes. I don't know that much about it. I just know there's a lot of expected closures, and I want to get better informed. So tomorrow in the morning, I'm gonna hit up the CCA guys, see if I can get more educated on it, be able to speak on it more intelligently. Yeah, huge rip. So it feels like we are. Yeah, I think Chicken Lips explained it pretty well. It's just a money grab, you know. We love the getting on the water. We love fishing, and they know that, and they keep adding more fees to our hobby by different ways. Affects anyone that enjoys. Exactly. I don't know. As long as you can. I think CCA did a recent podcast on 30 by 30. Okay, cool. I'll have to check that out, Roy. I'll listen to that maybe tonight, so I can have better questions for them tomorrow on the CCA podcast. You check that out. Such a trip. Also, Izzy, to add a little bit more to your question, you asked if I was going to be doing a podcast tomorrow from the show. I'm not. I'll have my camera with me to run around and get like little sound clips and video clips of you guys saying stuff for the camera. Be fun. So I had another point I wanted to make about. We made the point about affecting like people with boats and not tourists. That's one of the points I wanted to make, and then there's another one I wanted to make about. Anyway, hopefully it comes back to me. Hopefully it comes back to me. Yeah, definitely want to stop answering those surveys, but in a nice way. You know what? I don't want to share any information with you. Thanks. Need money to combat it. Yep, need money for combat it. Yep. Such a trip. Such a trip. I almost drank with the thing on the wrong side. This is like an infinite, never-ending pina colada. Holy smokes. All right, guys, I'm gonna be taking questions from the comments you guys leave in my videos, and what do you call it, resuscitating or bringing back the Ask Roman show. It's not gonna be a live show, it'll just be edited, but I'm gonna take questions from the comments and kind of answer a couple questions and put out a video with that. So this is what you have coming for you guys. You have the lost session videos. I have to make my way through all that queue of lost videos. You have the live streams every other Friday, hopefully. And you have the I just forgot what I said. The what was it? Oh my gosh. Live streams. Oh yeah, the Ask Roman show. So I have some backlog that I need to get through. But if you leave questions in my comments and they're good questions, I'm gonna go ahead and try to get those answered in the form of a video, to try to make it as helpful as possible. So like I have a couple questions about like setups, kayak setups, what kayak to get, starting out, that kind of stuff. And then I also have some more stuff coming out probably next couple of weeks. More videos on this channel about just some of the questions that come up during Spotty Bowl, like how to make your hog trough float, how to set up your hog trough for the event by filling in the lines. I know Brian has mentioned that a bunch of times during the show, but it's one thing to just say it. It's another thing to actually see it done and be able to ask questions on it. The explaining bluefin video was epic. Oh, dude, thank you so much. That was such an awesome day. I wouldn't be surprised if I never have a day of fishing like that in my life. It was perfect. It was perfect. Like, Kevin is an amazing angler. Kevin Nakata, Etsy Samurai. Amazing angler. And I mean, he's got all the skill set you need as an angler. But on top of that, what makes Kevin unique is he's got drive. He's got drive. Like we're gonna catch fish today. That's what we're gonna do. And he's committed. And he's out there to catch fish, even if it takes all day and night. Like I was telling Brian, talking about it later. If Brian and I would have been out there, we would have probably gone like till 3 or 4, right? And missed the epic bite. You know, like we're out there. All the boats had gone home, and we found the fish, and it was just one other boat that was in the middle of all those foamers. If I would have been out there with Brian on our own, I don't know how crazy of a fisherman Brian is for offshore. I would have probably been done by like 2, 3 or 4. Like, oh, okay, we haven't seen anything. We've been boating all day, been hauling butt all over the map, trying to catch fish. And like Kevin was like committed. We're gonna catch fish. It's gonna get good. just keep going. Just keep going. Not saying that I was quitting on a Kevin or anything like that, but if Kevin wasn't there, I wouldn't have been so motivated to keep going. And then when it started happening, you're like, holy smokes. I mean, you guys see the video. It's like, I don't need to explain it to you. It was like so epic. Even in the video, even though you guys have seen the video, it's so hard to see like to get the full feeling of it. Another video gives you a little bit of a feeling of it, but it was like when you see a school of tuna like that erupt, right? Just seeing one school of tuna like that erupt is freaking amazing, right? Being that close to it, where you can see like the eyeballs of the fish as they're breaching the surface, you can see the eyes. It's like you're that close, and they're so Kevin calls it, they're so stupid. They're so frenzied. They're so frenzied. They're like in stupid mode. Like anything hits the water, they're gonna freaking eat it. You know, it's like they're gonna eat anything. You could throw like a stick out there. You can just throw a bear hook probably, right? Bear hook with some weight just to get it out there, right? Yeah, exactly. The video pumps me up just thinking about it. And like they're so frenzied, right? But that's not gonna happen with like the whole fleet out there, right? So you put in the time, you try to find them, and once you find them, they're lackadaisical. They're erupting a little bit here and there, right? It's like, all right, we're in the zone. We're gonna stay here until they go stupid, right? And Kevin just knew, you know, that's experience. That's also like commitment, and that was such an amazing experience. Like I'll never forget it. It was just so cool. Yeah, we ran out of gas like quarter mile outside of Mission Bay, but it was totally worth it, right? It was totally worth it. Watching the video made me want to jump in the tackle. Yeah, right. Exactly. So once the fish got stupid, once the fish got in like a crazy mode, like frenzied mode, forget about it. It was like a giant school of fish, and you could see the phases. Like, you know, when you're in school and they tell you like the different phases. Like I think about it like the phases. Like water comes down to the ground, the sun evaporates the water, and then the water turns into clouds, the vapor turns to clouds, it gets cold, and then turns to rain. That's a water cycle, right? Well, you can see all the different phases of the foamer, right? You can see like, all right, oh, right there, it's starting. You see the fish start to hit the surface, and then the little activity starts to grow, and you see more fish hit the surface, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, all the water's frothing. You're like, holy smokes, right? So you see the beginning of a foamer, okay. And then it goes to stage 2. It's bigger, right? And then while that's happening, like 20 feet right or left of that, you see the beginning of the foamer again, right? And then that goes stage 2, and the first one is already at stage 3, starting to get more frenzied. And then at the same time, 20 feet more left of that, you have the beginning of a foamer. So at any given point, we had like 4 to 5 stages of foamer like happening. And it was just like, holy smokes. I was like, where do you want me to go? And it's just like anywhere, because it's like amazing. And you kind of like, okay, that foamer is already kind of peaking, so let's kind of aim the boat towards the foamer that's like stage 2. So by the time I cut the engine, or I put it neutral, and we're drifting into it's going stage 3 and 4, and you want to cast in there when it's like 4 or 5, so, because they're like, at that point they're like just like stupid, and they're gonna bite anything that hits the water, right? So you cast it, and what Kevin was telling us is you cast it like right at the edge, because you don't want fish to like cut the line, they bite into it. But yeah, it was just amazing. Yeah, seeing the different phases of foamer, as you would see a diagram of like the stages of rain or water or whatever. It was super fun. Yeah, that day was amazing. So if I ever have a day like that again in my life, I'll be super blessed. I feel like I've already been super blessed with that day, and then being able to catch limits with Brian and Kevin. That was just like amazing. It's like, all right, I'm good. That's amazing. If it ever happens again, I'll take it. But I don't expect it ever to happen again like that again. It was just so good. It was perfect. And then you guys probably didn't see this in the video, but we got like about quarter mile outside of Mission Bay and ran out of gas because we were staying out there so long. And luck was on our side because Scotty from Brothers Sport Fishing happened to be just like finishing up his charter for the day, and I know where his slip is. I was like, oh dude, I was like, hey, are you at your boat? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh. I was like, dude, can you tow us in? I'm like, we just ran out of gas. Like, we just need to go from a quarter mile outside the Mission Bay to in the channel, and then we could just use Brian's trolling motor to get in the rest of the way. And he hooked us up. He came out there after the long day of fishing he probably had, and I burned up my favor for sure with Captain Scotty that day. But it was super fun. It was crazy. It was a crazy day. Yeah. Very cool. So on that note, boys, let's go ahead and end the stream. I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. I know I haven't been doing lives on this channel for a long time. I haven't been putting up new content, but I will be doing that now. My goal is to put out at least 100 videos on this channel this year. So you guys kind of started seeing them trickle in, and I'm not counting shorts. I plan on doing at least 100 videos on this channel this year. So if you have any questions, that would help me a lot, because I can make the content more geared towards the questions you have and make it more helpful for you. My goal has always been to help you on your fishing journey, and the best way to help you on your fishing journey is by asking questions. And I can either already know the answers to those questions, or I can do the research for you, and not just for you, but for the benefit of everybody else that watches my channel. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys at the show if you guys go tomorrow. If not, then I'll see you guys on Fishy Hour. Okay, so you guys have a great night, and thanks again for tuning in. May the bite be with you. Woo! Go guys, have a good night.